A very good evening and welcome to Primetime News, live here on News First. I'm Mahina Bongzo.
Good evening, I am Shahan Jarampati. Let's start off to look at tonight's headlines.
Smith, Warner and Bancroft given extended bans for tampering saga. Secret vote for no confidence motion against Prime Minister. A number of local government sittings to appoint heads turn ugly. Kim Jong-un and Xi Jinping hold talks in Beijing.
Several institutions that came under the purview of the Prime Minister's Ministry of National Policies and Economic Affairs have been removed with immediate effect.
The extraordinary gazette detailing the changes made to this ministry and a number of other ministries was issued today. Thereby, the Central Bank of Sri Lanka as well as the Securities and Exchange Commission have been vested with the Ministry of Finance. The Insurance Corporation of Sri Lanka and its subsidiaries and associated companies, excluding Litrogas, have been brought under the Ministry of National Policies and Economic Affairs. Lanka Litrogas Limited has been brought under the purview of the Minister of Public Enterprise and Candy Development, Lakshman Kiriyalla. Primary Industries Minister Daya Gamage has been vested with the responsibility of the Kantale Sugar Corporation. The Ministry of Youth Affairs and Southern Development, which is currently held by Sagala Ratnayaka, has been given a number of institutions including the National Youth Services Council, National Youth Corps, Public Utilities Commission, Employees Trust Fund, as well as the National Insurance Trust Fund.
In a story that has taken the cricketing world by storm, Steve Smith and David Warner have been banned by Cricket Australia for a year for their involvement in the Cape Town ball tampering scandal. It has been confirmed sandpaper was used in an attempt to rough up the ball. Cameron Bancroft, who had claimed he used sticky yellow tape, was banned for 9 months.
David Warner was found to have been responsible for development of a plan to attempt to artificially alter the condition of the ball and instruction to a junior player to carry out the plan. Warner will never be considered for any leadership position again, while Smith and Bancroft must wait 12 months after serving their ban before they can be considered for a leadership role. Any appointment would be conditional on form, stature in the playing group and perhaps most importantly acceptance by fans and the public. As confirmed by Cricket Australia's board yesterday, Tim Paine is the permanent captain of the Test team. Cricket Australia stated that each player must also complete 100 hours of community service before being considered for future selection. Tim Paine was announced as Australia's 46th Test captain following Cricket Australia's decision to strip Steve Smith of captaincy for his involvement in the Cape Town ball tampering scandal. However, in the wake of being suspended, Smith and Warner have both had their Indian Premier League contracts torn up. The incidents that led to the suspensions took place during South Africa's innings on Saturday afternoon, when Bancroft was seen on television holding a foreign object while rubbing the ball, before hiding the object in his pocket, then inside his trousers. As soon as the incident was shown on the big screen, the player was questioned in the presence of his captain by the two on-field umpires. The plan to alter the condition of the ball had been made at the lunch break on day 3 between senior players from Australia without the consent of the coaching staff, according to Smith.
Speaking following an event in Colombo earlier this evening, former captain of the Sri Lankan cricket team, Kumar Sangakkara, also spoke on Cricket Australia's verdict on the scandal.
Since 1999, we have seen various incidents taking place in the sport. There were instances of match fixing and other incidents. Sadly, this incident had taken place. The relevant punishments and action have been taken from a number of angles. Cricket Australia has imposed severe punishments and the ICC, as per its regulations, has penalised them as well. I believe the Australian fans themselves are enraged over this incident. Despite these incidents, the sport has progressed. I believe the players would have learnt a lesson from this incident. Players may come and go, but the game will survive and will move forward.
In local news, ugly scenes were reported across several local government bodies during the election of chairpersons and deputy chairpersons. The process of selecting officials for the Maskaliya Pradeshia Sabha ended in a fist fight.
The Ceylon Workers' Congress and the United National Party secured 7 seats each at the Maskaliya Pradeshia Sabha. The Sri Lanka Podujana Perumuna and the United National Freedom Front won a seat each. The SLPP member pledged support to the CWC when electing the chairman, while the United National Freedom Front member supported the UNP. However, as UNP member Leonarachige Ranjani failed to appear for today's sitting, CWC member K. Sen Mugawalli was elected as the chairperson for the Maskele Pradesh Sabha. The UNP members opposed the decision and requested the local government commissioner to cancel today's sittings. However, as there was no lack of quorum, the appointment was accepted as a legal one.
If there are 8 members as per quorum, I can call for a vote. I acted in a legal manner.
As the situation escalated within, another group attempted to enter the premises.
Please let us through. This is a crime. Please stop this. Thousands will come here.
Though police prevented this group of people from entering the local government premises, when the councillors stepped out following the session, the situation escalated to a fist fight. Police thereafter took measures to control the situation.
One person won a bonus seat. She is Ranjani. When we went to her house in search of her, she was not there. One person said she has gone somewhere. A relative said she was abducted. Who abducted her? The most insane and unacceptable voting system in the world is right here in Sri Lanka. We will not let go and we will take legal action.
The election was today, but I couldn't attend because I was having a chest pain and I admitted myself to hospital. Because I did not go today, they claim I am in hiding after accepting 7.5 million rupees. There is no issue for anyone here because I will always remain with the UNP.
A secret vote took place for the post of mayor of the Kurunegala Municipal Council, and the position was won by Tushara Sanjeeva, who represented the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna. At the local government election, the UNP and the SLPP both secured 8 seats each. The UPFA secured 3 seats, while the JVP and All Ceylon Makkal Congress secured 1 seat each. At today's secret vote, the UNP's Varuna Premaratne only secured 9 votes, and the SLPP's Tushara Sanjeeva secured 11 votes. Priyantha Pushpakumara from the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna was elected chairman of the Attanagala Pradesh Sabha. At the local government elections, the SLPP secured 27 seats, the UNP 12 seats, the SLFP 6 seats, JVP 4 seats, and 4 other seats were secured by independent groups. An open vote was conducted for the election of chairman. Despite the SLFP and the independent groups pledging support to the UNP, the JVP did not. Thereby, the SLPP secured the post of chairman. However, there was strong opposition from the UNP members. The Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna secured control of the Vattala Pradesh Sabha today. 3 UNP members and all members from the SLFP pledged support to the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna at today's sitting. Thiagaratna Alvis was elected chairman of the Wattala Pradesh Sabha. The inaugural session of the Hambantara Pradesh Sabha was postponed today due to the lack of quorum. The election of the chairman of the Sitawaka Pradesh Sabha was also postponed due to the lack of quorum. In the recent days, it was reported certain people are pledging support to other parties when electing chairman after obtaining money and other perks.
I was given 200,000 rupees and I returned it. A journalist, a politician and a Samurdhi officer are involved in this.
They approached me with an offer in the millions, which include a vehicle and the post of deputy chairman. I was first offered 10 million rupees. When that was revealed, the others tried to offer 15 million rupees to me.
At a time when a motion of no confidence has been brought forward against the Prime Minister, revelations were made during the Satana political program yesterday that a group of MPs received an unusual privilege.
A batch of new vehicles of the latest models were brought to customs. There are claims that these vehicles were taken to the Ministry of National Policies and Economic Affairs and given to some of the UNP MPs.
I was given one too, a van.
It was bought last week. Can you buy vehicles like that?
Let me explain. As an MP, I have been appointed as the chairman of the Gampaha District Development Committee. I don't travel in this van. These vehicles have been assigned for the relevant officials to look into matters pertaining to the speedy development of the country. I am not the one using this van.
Was this just when the no confidence motion came about?
No, this has nothing to do with that. It was given before that.
No, they were brought quite recently.
No. These were vehicles which were rusting for years with broken doors. These are vehicles which have not been cleared by customs and confiscated. Our officials need vehicles to travel about, not any latest model. I have been given a KDH van.
Once they are confiscated, they have to be sold and the funds need to be sent to the treasury. They cannot be sent to the ministers' houses.
The people are aware of the vote on the motion of no confidence on the 4th of April. Will decisions be made based on money and privileges?
The motion of no confidence against Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe was discussed extensively at a party leaders' meeting convened in Parliament today. Decisions taken at the meeting were briefed to the media by Deputy Speaker Tilanga Sumadipala.
The debate on the 4th was confirmed. Therefore, the floor will be open for questions from 9:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. on that day. From 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m., the motion will be debated and at 9:30 p.m. a vote will be held. Everyone has the right to know about the vote cast by an MP. So we looked at the possibilities of calling each MP by name to cast his vote, or a vote via fingerprint, or finally through a secret ballot. A secret ballot can be held if a speaker is being chosen and if Parliament is appointing a new president. There have been instances in the past where secret ballots were held. So that lies with the House. But this doesn't fall under the category of a secret ballot. Usually it is an open vote for a no confidence motion. If a majority of the House agrees, the Speaker may have to take a decision on whether a secret ballot could be passed. Given the details that have been presented here, it seems difficult for the Sri Lanka Freedom Party to not support the motion. But all MPs will be convened by the party leadership and a decision will be taken in the coming days. Our only objective is to take one decision as a parliamentary group.
What is the Sri Lanka Freedom Party's position on the motion of no confidence? We hear from the General Secretary of the UPFA.
There is no way we can go on like this. As a party, we are in talks as to what decisions need to be taken on this no confidence motion. We do not want to take a decision which would split the SLFP. We are trying to come to a unilateral decision. We have a responsibility to think more about the country rather than party politics.
තාම අපි හැබෑවටම තීන්දුවක් කරන්නේ නැහැ.
The Sri Lanka Freedom Party has not taken a clear decision as yet. I think the party will convene in a couple of days for talks and then a decision would be taken. The culture of the government has to change or else we have to go for an alternative program.
දැන් ඒ සම්බන්ධව විකල්ප වැඩපිළිවෙලකට අපි යන්න ඕන.
Views on the no confidence motion were also expressed at the cabinet media briefing today.
දේශපාලන ආරංචි මාර්ග කියනවා මේ ඔබතුමාට අග්‍රාමාත්‍ය දුරේ ලැබෙන්න යනවා කියලා ඊළඟ.
ඒ ආරංචි මාර්ගනේ.
නෑ ඇත්තක් වේද ඒක?
ඒ ඇත්ත වෙන්න පුළුවන් නේ. නෑ අවශ්‍ය නෑ. ඈ ඒවට කල් තියෙනවා.
ශ්‍රී ලංකා නිදහස් පක්ෂයයි එක්සත් ජනතා නිදහස් සන්ධානයේ විදිහට මේ විශ්වාස භංගයට ඒගොල්ලන්ට එරෙහි වෙන්න අමාරුයි කියලා ආණ්ඩුවේ ඉන්න ඇමතිවරුම කියනවා නම් ඒ කණ්ඩායමට සහයෝගය නොදී ඉන්න බෑ කියලා. ඒක ආණ්ඩුව ඇතුලෙන් බරපතල ගැටලුවක් නේද දැන්?
ඔව් ඒක තව දවස් තියෙනවානේ. ඒක කතා කරගත හැකි ආණ්ඩුව.
ඒ කියන්නේ ඒ දවස් ඇතුළත ඔක විසඳ ගන්න පුළුවන් ප්‍රශ්නයක් කියලාද කියන්න පුතුමා?
අපි හිතනවා මේ වගේම ප්‍රශ්න තව ආවා. ඔය ඉතිසරත් විශ්වාස භංග යෝජනාවලදී ඒ ඔක්කොම විසඳ ගන්න.
The Working Committee of the United National Party has decided to convene tomorrow.
ඇයි අමතුමා රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ මහත්මයාට විරුද්ධව මේ තරම් මේ ප්‍රබල විරෝධයක්
ඒක ඒගොල්ලන්ගෙන් අහන්න ඕනේ.
අපේ කෘත්‍යාධිකාරී මණ්ඩලය හෙට රැස් වෙනවා. එතෙන්දිත් තීරණයක් එනවා විශ්වාස භංගය සම්බන්ධයෙන් පක්ෂයක් හැටියට ගන්න ඕන තීරණය.
මේ අගමැතිතුමා වෙනස් කිරීම පිළිබඳව කටයුතු කරනවාද එහෙම නැත්නම් මේ ප්‍රතිසංවිධානයේ කටයුතු යන්නේ අදහස් කරන්නේ මොකක්ද ඔබතුමාලා කරන්න යන්නේ?
ඒක තියෙන්නේ පක්ෂයේ විවිධ ප්‍රතිසංවිධාන විය යුතු ආකාරය ගැන.
විවිධ කියන්නේ කාරණා වශයෙන් කිව්වොත් නැමතුමා?
සියලුම දේවල් වල වෙනස්කම් සිද්ධ වෙයි බොහෝ දේවල් වල.
නායකත්වයේ පටන්
නායකත්වය ගැන කියලා වෙනම එහෙම කතා කරලා නැහැ.
Nothing specific has been said about the leadership. Neither has there been any discussion on the post of Prime Minister. Talks were only held on the powers which will be vested to various positions in the party and how structure should be changed.
සංවිධානයේ සිදු විය යුතු ආකාරය ගැන තමයි.
The Ceylon Today newspaper has reported Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe has decided to conclude the United National Party reform activities before the new year.
Quoting a party spokesperson, the Ceylon Today states, the Premier has focused his attention on the proposals made to bring about changes on a number of posts within the party, including that of the General Secretary, and to appoint a new UNP Leadership Council and to transfer responsibilities to several young parliamentarians. The article adds, at the Working Committee meeting to be held tomorrow, the main theme of discussion will pertain to the no confidence motion and defeating it.
Now this is an absolute joke, because anyone who has studied or knows about the UNP will know that Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe, whenever there is a crunch situation where his leadership is at stake, he has always come and said that there is going to be radical changes, and these radical changes are only limited to words. They never happen. Therefore, don't get hoodwinked. In the light of the no confidence motion against the Prime Minister, these members of Parliament all must get together and vote and send this Prime Minister home for good. It is only then that any reorganization can take place, because under Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe's leadership, the UNP has lost more than 30 times. His leadership has never promised any victory. His leadership, the UNP has given away the presidential candidate on 2 occasions because his leadership is weak. We are starting a march on the 31st of March from Kandy, coming to Colombo on the 4th. It will be 4 to 5 days. We are starting the march. The request in the march is for the Prime Minister who has ruined this country to leave and go.
An event to launch the strategic skills and action plan required for the tourism industry in the Batticaloa district was held today. The event was attended by Minister of Skills Development and Vocational Training, Chandima Veerakodi.
These days, confidence, no confidence is the most popular word that is at everyone's tip of the tongue. People talk about no confidence when we fail to build confidence. You cannot build confidence single-handedly. If you are to build confidence, you must be in a position to listen to what the people have to say. If we decide on our own, what will be the end result? Is a no confidence.
President Maithripala Sirisena says the government will do its maximum to protect the younger generation from the dark side of modern technology.
The 100th anniversary of Fatima Muslim Ladies College was held at the Nelumpokuna Theatre this morning under the auspices of President Maithripala Sirisena. The President presented awards to students who showcased exceptional skills.
I
took a decision in the wake of the incidents which transpired in the Kandy area. One of the important decisions I took there was to ban Facebook. Some found fault with me, but many in the country said what I did was good. The majority of those who praised me were the parents of O-level and A-level students. Several technology agencies who work on Facebook said the decisions taken by the government were exceptional. It does not abuse the media freedom nor the people's fundamental rights. A major destruction in the country was prevented because of that important decision which was taken at the appropriate time. Moreover, some of the international organizations which published reports on the ban of Facebook said if the same measures taken by the government of Sri Lanka were taken at the outset of the violence in Myanmar, those incidents would have never happened. I also saw on BBC and CNN yesterday, because of something illegal a company has done concerning Facebook, the United States government has decided to impose a massive penalty on them. There are Muslim schools, Buddhist schools, Catholic schools and Hindu schools. This is the root cause for racism in this country today. Secondly, racism stemmed because of politics. Race and religion has been involved into politics. Parties have been established on them. These have spread to parliament, provincial councils and urban councils, inciting racism in the country to this level.
US President Donald Trump has signed a budget bill that included the reauthorization of the Generalized System of Preferences program through December 31st, 2020. The US Embassy in Colombo made the announcement in a tweet saying, quote, both Sri Lanka and the Maldives are eligible for this program, which enhances the trade relationship between the United States and international partners, unquote. The United States Generalized System of Preferences program expired on the 31st of December 2017. The United States Congress did not reauthorize GSP before adjourning for the year. With the story, let's go in for a short commercial break. Stay with News First.
As the government prepared to repay record levels of foreign debt, the central bank has released requests for proposals to raise a foreign currency term financing facility of $1 billion this year.
The Foreign Currency Term Financing Facility, or FTFF, would be denominated in US dollars, Japanese yen, euro or their combinations up to $1 billion or its equivalent. The proceeds of the FTFF will be used for the purposes of financing the expenditure as approved in the budget for the fiscal year 2018. Issuing a request for proposals for the FTFF, the Ministry of National Policies and Economic Affairs, on behalf of the government of Sri Lanka, invited financing proposals from domestic banks incorporated in Sri Lanka and international banks or investment houses. According to a recent statement made by Minister of Finance Mangala Samaravira, Sri Lanka needs to pay 1.9 trillion rupees as debt repayments this year, while the figure increases to 4.2 trillion and 3.7 trillion in 2019 and 2020 respectively. According to statistics, non-concessional loans stood at 3.89% of Sri Lanka's total foreign debt in December 2005. By the end of President Mahinda Rajapaksa's tenure in December 2014, this figure rose to 52.11%. As of December 2016, the figure stood at 53.10%.
IP Neoma Rangajiva of the Police Narcotics Bureau was arrested by the Criminal Investigations Department earlier this evening with regard to the Valigada prison riots in 2012. The petition filed by IP Rangajiva requesting that his arrest be prevented was dismissed by the Supreme Court today.
In February last year, the people from Jayasirigama Pannala expressed the issue they face due to the lack of water. However, starting today, their quest for water has ended, as they now have access to clean drinking water.
ගම නගන රට හදන
ගම්මැද්ද.
The village is home to around 260 families, and the water requirement was met to some extent by the Panala Pradesh Sabha, providing water once a week using a water bowser. Because they were not given a permanent solution, they turned to Gammadda. MAS stepped forward to build a water supply scheme for this village. Today, the water supply project was handed over to the locals with the blessings of the Mahasangha and other religious leaders. Group Director of the Capital Maharaja Organization Limited Shivan Daniel and Surin Fernando, Chief Executive Officer of MAS Intimates, were among those present for today's event.
Wasted tears roll down their faces.
We have teamed up with Gammadda for 7 projects. We have successfully completed 5 of those projects. This water supply project is the largest of those projects. Today, everyone has understood the importance of this. When we were informed about this by Sirasa Gammadda, we did not have to think twice about it. We are aware of the hardships you faced for many years due to the shortage of water. You are aware of the importance of water. Therefore, you have a responsibility to use this water with care. You must also take care of this water project and ensure it is carried forward successfully. If these 2 institutions had not come forward to assist us, we will continue to face this situation.
I travel for a mile in my bicycle while carrying cans. It is Sirasa Gammadda that brought relief to us. I am thankful to Slimline Private Limited.
ඔබ හදන ගම නගන රට හදන ගම්මැද්ද.
Ambassadors representing the EU, Switzerland and Romania met with the chief incumbents of the Malwatu and Askiri chapters yesterday.
Our understanding is that Buddhism is a religion of tolerance. So when we hear about hatred speeches in the name of Buddhism, we are a bit shocked. We have also seen pictures, videos on the television where you see people having your saffron robe and that are inciting other people to commit violences and destructions.
This is not a racial clash. Sinhala, Muslim and Tamil people have been living in this country harmoniously for many years. Some extremists use such instances to cause issues. It is because of the middle path that Muslim and Tamil people live in this country with us. However, such situations occur in the country because extremist groups secure power in politics.
The ambassadors also called on Chief Prelate of the Malwatu chapter of the Siam sect, Most Venerable Thibbatuwabe Sri Sumangala Thera.
Various groups join in such incidents to cause unrest. Some do this to gain political mileage. You cannot say this is Buddhism. People from various religions exploit such instances.
Addressing a media briefing organized by the All Ceylon Jamiatul Ulama movement in Kandy, EU Ambassador to Sri Lanka Tunlai Mag commented on the recent unrest situation in the country.
As regards our meeting with the prelates, we agreed that there was a strong need for fostering a dialogue between the various religious leaders. I also believe that the government has taken a number of good decisions to try to compensate the victims. I understand that there will also be investigations on how things happened, so we are looking forward to see the results of these investigations. We hope also that the perpetrators will be charged, not only put in prison for a few days and then released. And as you know, the European Union is trying to help you to take the full advantage of more exports through the GSP Plus, but also to help you in your reconciliation process through various fundings and projects. We believe that unless you are able to settle once forever your reconciliation process, and the sooner the better, there are risks that less people will come to visit your country because they will be afraid.
start to try to understand the other party. And then you can start building up solutions. It is possible. I mean, it is not falling from heaven, these incidents. It's man-made. 90% of the problems in any country are homemade. So 90% of the solution has to be developed in this country. I don't deny that there is international interference. But I think you should be aware that these are your problems and you have to find solutions.
And that's tonight's Primetime News Bulletin. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Shahin Jurangpati.
And I'm Mahina Bongzo. Good night.